Hello. Um, I feel like the Lord wants me to talk about the subject of bitterness today. Um, what's interesting about this is 20 years ago, um, there was a situation I can't go into. I was not at fault. I was obeying the Lord and doing what was right, but someone took it the wrong way, and this person got very angry with me, and um, she she's very, very bitter toward me. Um, I don't have regular contact with her, but over the last 20 years, it seems like I keep running into her at grocery stores. We'll just end up in the same aisle as each other, and I don't think that's just, coincidental. I believe God is in control of all of that. And today I was at a grocery store, and I was walking down an aisle, and she was coming toward me, and I looked at her, but she won't ever make eye contact with me. And so I feel like the Lord, and I don't have any issues with her, um, uh, but I feel like the Lord maybe is putting me in her path, here and there, because he wants her to forgive me of whatever it is that she feels that I did wrong. So that led me to thinking about the subject of bitterness today. And I was looking in Hebrews 12, verse 15, just a part of it says that no root of bitterness springs up and causes trouble, and by it many become defiled. Bitterness is really horrible, and it can destroy people's lives. That the Lord had me write a poem about it today. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Okay, I'm gonna read it. It's called Bitterness. Bitterness will eat you up, make you now its slave. Bitterness will fill your cup. Drink from it always. Bitterness affects your life. Happiness not found. Bitterness will grind you up, churning round and round. Must forgive if you be free from what holds you down. Must depart from bitter roots, or in them you'll drown. Sadness steals the joyful heart, turns a smile to frown. When forgiveness not engaged, bitter root is grown. Please forgive, 'twill set you free from your slavery. Let it go, alive now be, heart now filled with glee. And that's so true. What happens is people get upset with people, sometimes for good reasons, sometimes for bad reasons, sometimes for no reasons at all. They just don't like the way somebody looked at them. They don't like something somebody said. They don't like whatever it is. They just don't like the person for whatever reason. And it could be you didn't do anything to have them upset with you, but they get upset with you anyway. And so what happens to any of us, if people offend us, they hurt us, sometimes it is that people do horrible things to us, and they hurt us, and so we have to deal with that. And if we let unforgiveness stay in our hearts, then what happens is this bitter root begins to grow inside, and then we become angry inside, and then we're unforgiving, and sometimes people act out their bitterness in treating other people badly, perhaps the person that they're bitter against, that they will not forgive. And so they will just lash out at that person. Sometimes they will, do this, not a physical knife, but you know what I mean? It's like this knife that goes into you because they're getting even with you, because they want you to feel what they felt or what they feel like they felt. So bitterness, if it's not dealt with and we don't forgive people, can just grow and grow inside of us and can cause, all kinds of havoc. For some people, it can cause all kinds of physical ailments, heartaches, all kinds of, internal things, ulcers and all kinds. Doesn't mean that all ulcers come from bitterness. They can come from other sources, like bad food, and things like that. So, but we need to be people forgive, whether the other people ever repent or not. We're required to forgive, whether they do something to be forgiven or not. Even if they continue. In fact, we're supposed to love our enemies, right? And pray for them and do good to them. And so we need to just be so careful that we don't let bitterness overtake us. And because really it hurts us more than it hurts the other people when we have bitterness inside. And people like that, like I said, because they're bitter, they're angry with God. That's really the bottom line, because God didn't do things the way they thought. They don't see God as completely sovereign and in control, and so they feel like they got a raw deal. That God wasn't watching out for them or whatever, and it's sometimes then they give up and they become depressed, and then they go into sinful addiction and practices because they're angry with God, because life didn't turn out for them the way they thought it should, and so just saying, we have to not let that happen, that if somebody offends us, we should try to talk to them about it. If they won't talk to us, there's nothing we can do about that. That we should try to be reconciled with people if we can. But we need to personally let go of any hurt, and just keep giving it over to the Lord. Keep forgiving people, keep loving even our enemies, even those who treat us horribly. We're supposed to love them. And so then we can be at peace and at joy. We could be having all kinds of enemies coming against us and doing horrible things to us, and we can still be at joy. That we can still smile. So anyway, that's it for today. Just wanted to talk about that. Just forgive people. No matter what they did to you, forgive them, and don't let that bitter root grow inside of you, and just let the Lord fill you with his joy and his peace. Okay. Hope you're all doing well.